Hi, my name's Armin Morin, and welcome to this particular session on SEO, search engine optimization. Now, this is something that I'm really excited about because for many, many years, people have been asking me to do something and teach exactly what I know about search engine optimization. I've been on the internet a long time, and we've figured out some things that are simplistic, they're easy to implement, but more importantly, and above everything else, is it actually gets results. And that's what we're going to do today. Is I'm going to show you the whole process, the whole system, and we're going to break this whole course up into two sessions. This first session, we'll talk about the basics as far as what you need to do, and I'll walk you through each and every aspect of that. And then the second session, we're going to go into advanced strategies. Now, those advanced strategies are going to be about outside factors, links, what's important, what's not. And we're going to go over all of that in the second session. So this first session is going to be focused primarily just on the basics of SEO and how it all works. So with that being said, let's just jump right into this particular session. Now, the question always comes up is why SEO? Do I even need SEO? And again, just to make sure everyone's on the same page, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And the answer is yes, because it's free traffic. This is the easiest kind of traffic to get in one way, and it's also the best kind of traffic because of the fact that it is free. If people are looking for what you have and you magically appear in front of them, well, you're going to get visitors coming to your website. It's just a fact. This is how the internet has always been. This is how the internet has always worked. And we are going to simply walk through the whole process of this whole aspect of doing it. It sounds easy, but it is and it isn't. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. The other part is it doesn't cost you anything in order to do it, except time. But if done right, it can be a primary source of traffic and sales for you because this is something that happens every single day. Once you rank well for a particular keyword or keyword phrase that people are searching on, and it's appropriate for your particular topic, well, at that moment, you are all set because every single day you're going to get a certain amount of traffic coming to your website, and if your website converts, which is the other side, and let's just do a little timeout for a moment because I think it's very important for you to understand that search engine optimization, traffic, whatever you do to bring visitors to your website, it means nothing unless your website actually converts. That's going to be the biggest key and aspect to this whole thing. Now, I don't want you to be afraid of SEO. The moment that I mention the word SEO, instantly, people are nervous and they are afraid about what's going to happen next. There's no need to be afraid of it. And the reason why is because it sounds technical, and it kind of is in one way, but it's mostly automated. It's mostly automated. There's tools that do it for you. It's not technical at all. It's mostly simple logic. Once you understand the very basic principles of search engine optimization, the rest of it really is just that. It is logic. It is knowing these are the key elements that are on my page. This is what Google, Bing, Yahoo all consider to be the most important pieces. And then the question comes down to is, do I have all the most important pieces? That's really it. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. Now, are there some more technical details? Sure, there is. But anyone can learn this, and you can learn this, and we're going to focus on that throughout these sessions. Now, what we're going to cover is very simple. We're going to start off with the real basics of SEO, what it is, how it works. We'll talk about many of the terms which are important, and when I get to a term that I think that's important to you, I'll stop. I'll make sure that you understand it as we go along. But then also we'll talk about the proper structure. What's the proper structure of search engine optimization? And we'll also talk about the newest things that are happening that you need to be optimized for, because today's day and age, it's not just standard search engine optimization. There are other factors. There are other types of tags that we need to have within our website in order to take advantage of, for example, social media. Facebook has their own set of basic, well, keyword phrases, if you want to call them, and keyword terms that they need in order to make sure that your page looks right in Facebook. And you're going to see more of that as time goes on. So we'll talk about what that structure looks like. It's called an open graph structure. And we'll show you how to get that in. It's very, very easy in order to be optimized for Facebook. Twitter has a small piece that we'll talk about as well too. And as time goes on, when other companies come up and they catch on, you're going to notice that the game will change slightly. It never really changes entirely, but it does change slightly as we move. So we're also going to discuss what's important and what's not, because there's a lot of opinions when it comes to search engine optimization. For one, the fact is that when we're talking about search engine optimization, if you ask 10 people about it, they'll give you 10 different answers. Which is right, which is wrong? I don't know. I'm going to tell you what is right in my point of view. And the techniques that I've been utilizing have been very, very effective for me. I'll show you real-life examples as we go along, which is even more important. And then we're going to talk about the myths. As we go through this, I'll tell you what are the so-called myths of SEO. And there is a lot of them. I'm going to tell you that right now, because there's a lot of things that people believe that are actually not true. There is a lot of myths that are floating around that everyone sees as being the truth, and honestly, they're not. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through those, and I'll dispel them as we go along. But also, more importantly, and above everything else, I'm going to show you how to implement this proper SEO strategy as we go along. Now, I want to take another time out for a moment because I think it's really important that you understand that my vision of SEO is not to game Google, meaning that I do not want Google, I don't want to try to trick Google. I don't want to try to trick Bing. I don't want to try to trick Yahoo. Because in my experience in the past, what I understand is this. If you try to trick the search engines, you will always be caught, you will always be found, and you will always be in trouble for doing it. So don't do it. It's very difficult to turn around a website that has been deemed by Google to be a bad website. It's very tough to do it. It can be done, and I know many companies that have done it, but it's very tough to do. It's hard, it's complicated, and it's a long, drawn-out process that can actually take months. But if you simply keep your nose clean, and I think really that's probably some of my philosophy when it comes to business and when it comes to search engines and certainly when it comes to the internet in general, is to simply keep your nose clean. Don't do anything wrong, at least what you don't think is wrong. And most of the time that strategy actually works. So now let's get right into it. And I want to talk about the two types of SEO. Most people believe there's only one type, but there is actually two types in my opinion. The first type is what I refer to as normal SEO. And normal SEO is what most sites want and most sites need. This is your very basic optimization that's going to get you to where you want to be or where you need to be inside Google or Yahoo or Bing for that matter. But I want to make something clear. When we talk about normal SEO, which we will, the one thing you want to always understand is that no matter what, when it comes to SEO, there's absolutely no guarantees. But with a little bit of work and a little bit of effort, we can get to where we want to be. Now, it also doesn't happen overnight. I see ads every single day floating around the internet. Get to the first page in Google in 24 hours. Typically, what the people that I've always seen get to the first page of Google in 24 hours are usually gone in 2 to 3 weeks. Now, that's not always the case, but typically that is the case. If you get to the top of Google very, very quickly, you probably will be penalized. That's the general rule. It's not a bad thing necessarily, but at the same time, if you try to trick Google into it, you will be caught, just like I mentioned earlier. But also, I want to state this, is that this does take a little bit of work. It does take a little bit of watching, and in some cases, we want to make sure that we do it in the right way. And I'm going to talk about Google, and I'm going to talk about Google supplemental results as we go along, especially in the advanced sessions, to show you what that is, how to avoid it whenever possible. So again, the first type is normal SEO. Then there's a much simpler type of SEO, which many people utilize and probably more people don't, and that and that's called domain SEO. Now, it makes a lot of sense, domain SEO, and we'll talk about that as we move along. But domain SEO is really just like what it sounds. We're optimizing a domain and we're for a specific keyword phrase in order to get ranked. Those are the two types, normal SEO and domain SEO. Now, again, you can call these anything you want. These are the phrasing that I choose to use because it makes sense to me in my mind. So we're going to cover both topics in depth, and you're going to learn as I go through each one of these topics because each of them are very important. Now, let's start off with domain SEO. The reason why I want to start off with this is because it's simple. It's simple, it's easy, anyone can do it, it doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't take a lot of effort. And it's exactly what it sounds like. The focus is on the domain itself. Your keyword is the main part of the domain. Here's an example. Let's say that I had a weight loss product, a diet product, and the keyword phrase that I wanted to rank for, one of the keyword phrases I wanted to rank for, was lose weight in 9 days. Sounds pretty good. Obviously, it's a very targeted person. They want to lose weight, and they want to do it in the next 9 days. That's fantastic. So that's a very targeted person that would be interested in a diet product if I sold diet products. So the way this works is my keyword or my domain would be my keyword phrase. So my domain would be loseweightin9days.com. Now, why does this strategy work? It's very simple. Google recognizes that the keyword that a person typed in matches all the letters in your domain, and it matches it exactly. It matches it 100%. So if a person typed in lose weight in 9 days, and my domain name was lose weight in 9 days, Google says, that's a match. So this must be the most relevant website for that particular keyword phrase. That's the simplicity of it. That's how it works, and that's how it works in Google's eyes. It really is that simple. Don't overcomplicate this. One of the things that I have found out over the years is that many people tend to complicate the process of optimizing anything for search engine optimization. They start thinking way too much. Now, one of the most common questions that people will ask me always about this particular strategy is this. Armand, can I use a .net? Can I use a .info? Can I use a .org? And the answer is no. The answer is no. And here's my reasoning for that. Logic is this. Nobody types .net naturally. No one types .info naturally. No one types .org naturally. And if we are just depending upon Google to rank a particular domain, we have to go with what Google will rank the highest across the board, and that is typically a .com. If you had two domains, one being a .com, one being a .net, Google will always rank the .com higher no matter what. And it will be a lot tougher to rank those other ones. Now, I'm not saying that you should never use a .net or you should never use a .info. There's a couple big projects I'm working on right now that will utilize a .info domain. But if I'm trying to do domain SEO, I am always going to use a .com. There is no other substitute. Now, another variation of this, though, is you may be thinking, but Armand, the keyword phrase that I want to purchase is already taken. Well, that's good. I mean, that's fine. I can get around that. Either A, choose another keyword phrase, or we can make a modification. Now, one of the strategies that I utilized a long time ago, and I still use to this day in some cases, is that let's say that loseweightin9days.com was already taken. Well, what I would simply do is throw a letter typically on the back of it. So I might do something like loseweightin9daysx.com or loseweightin9days123.com or loseweightin9daysabc.com. And I would just throw a random set of keywords or letters, I should say characters, after the primary keyword. Now, another question that people will ask me on this is, should I use or could I use a dash? Could I get lose-weight-in-9-days.com? And the answer is no. The strategy, it could work. I'm not going to say it won't, But the strategy is to have it one keyword phrase. So do not use dashes, because dashes, again, typically will not rank as well. So does everyone follow me here? It's very easy to do the strategy, but we still have to do it the right way. Don't use .net, don't use .org or any other variation of a .com, of a domain extension, I should say. Only use .com. Do not use dashes. If your main phrase is already taken, then put an X at the end of it. Now, let's just talk about this for one moment. If we put an X at the end of it or other characters, will it still rank as well? Simple answer, no. It won't rank as well. It'll rank very well, but it won't rank as well. Do we still have the same opportunity to get to the top of the search engines? And the answer is yes, but a standard domain without the extra characters will always do better. Does that make sense? Now, does that mean we won't be at the top? It doesn't mean we won't. It just means that we might have to put a little bit more work into it in order to make that happen. So, again, I just wanted to mention that because these are some common things that many people bring up when I start talking about this. Here's the way it works. You typically just go out and find a keyword that you want to rank well for. One that you know that if a person types that keyword phrase into Google or Yahoo or Bing, that if that person types that in, then they are definitely the ideal prospect for your products or services. That's the way it works. Next is you buy the domain. And I'll walk you through this whole process, so don't worry. You buy the domain, and then you put up a simple blog. You get a hosting account, put up a simple blog on it, and then add relevant content regarding the topic that the main keyword was for. And I suggest approximately 10 articles in order to do that. And then utilize variations of the keyword phrase as category names. And I'll explain this as we go. And when you see me do it live, you'll completely understand this. It's not that complicated, and it's very simple to do. Now, the tools needed are very simple. We need a keyword. We need a domain. I didn't write this down, but you do need a hosting account, of course. You need a blog. And the tool that's going to do most of the heavy lifting for you in almost all cases of what we're going to cover is a tool called WordPress SEO. It's the best SEO plugin in the world by far. And we're going to go into great deal on that particular plugin throughout the session today. Now, I also suggest that when we are putting up this sample content, what we want to utilize is we want to use several images in our posts as well. And these can be optimized as well too. Now, the one thing I also didn't put in this little list here is we need articles. We do need articles. I did mention it on the previous page, but I didn't mention it in this particular list. Now, let's do another timeout. You'll notice that throughout this whole session, I'll be doing several timeouts because I think there's important information that you need to know. One of the things when it comes to articles is have unique articles. Write your own articles. Do not copy them. Do not import them from an article directory. If you have submitted your articles to an article directory, you should not use it on your blog, on this particular blog. If you should not copy articles that even though you might have bought the rights to these articles, even though you may have gone to a place that says you can freely utilize these other articles, do not use them. That's the fastest way for you to have your new site, this particular site here, put into what's called a supplemental index. Now, what Google's supplemental index is that if you've ever searched on Google for a particular topic, you'll know that at the end of a particular search, they'll say, would you like to repeat the results with domains that we have excluded? Well, those domains that are excluded is called the supplemental index. And it's very difficult to get out of once your website has been classified as supplemental content. So we do not want to do it. And the quickest way to get us into the supplemental content is to use articles that already appear somewhere on the internet. So we do not want to use articles that are existing already and floating around the internet. We want to write original content. We want to make sure that our content is 100% unique, and those are the articles that we want to use. Now, we can use very simple keyword titles and phrases for the articles, and we'll talk about that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that the content is 100% unique. This is so key to this strategy. I know people that have put up websites and they've had them taken down almost instantly. And I shouldn't say taken down. They were basically rendered useless almost instantly. And the reason why is because immediately as Google indexed that particular site, it realized that all the content on the site can be found somewhere else. So therefore, Google recognizes that all these other articles that exist somewhere on the internet were there before you. And because they were there before you, and you have the same content on your site, you are now supplemental. That's the way they term it, and that's the way it is. Now, a lot of people say, but Armand, I was reading an article on Google, and they say they have removed the supplemental index. And you'll find a lot of SEO experts telling you that. Well, here's the answer. Yes, they have removed the actual term supplemental index from being labeled on your site, but is there still a supplemental index? And the question is, and the answer is yes, absolutely, there is. And we'll look at that in just a few minutes. But you'll find in many, many, many cases, supplemental indexes in almost every keyword phrase there exists out there. So keep that in mind, and we'll come back to that in a little bit. So what I want to do right now is walk you through the process of finding a domain, the process that I use in order to do it, and walk you through the steps in order to make that happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to our browser. And by switching over to the browser, we're going to be able to do this. Now, the first thing we want to do and where we want to go to is we want to go to Google AdWords and utilizing their Google Keyword Tool. This is very important for us because the Google Keyword Tool is going to give us keywords that people are searching for. So, for example, if let's just keep with our lose weight example, you'll notice that almost every example I use is utilizing lose weight. And the reason why is because lose weight is just a very popular term, and I think it's easy to rank for if you do it right. So, lose weight, we're going to type in search. That's my primary keyword. Now, I don't want lose weight. Okay, let me just put that up there right now. 2 keyword phrase, I am probably not going to rank for it very well. It'll take me a while to rank for that. But what I'm looking for is other keywords that make sense. Now, I'm also looking for the ideal keywords. Now, let's just talk about the ideal keywords. The ideal keywords I'm looking for are buying keywords, people that are interested in taking an action and willing to take an action right now today. So when we look at some of these, when we're first looking at the groups, keyword groups. Now, the first keyword group is all about healthy weight. Healthy meals to lose weight, how to lose weight healthy, healthy meal plans to lose weight, healthy recipes to lose weight, healthy dinners to lose weight. Now, what are they really looking for? Look at the context. Look at what they're writing. Look at what they're typing in. Meal plans, recipes. Now, let me ask you this. Do people pay online typically for recipes? Not that many. Not that many. They will buy books on it. Yes, that is very true. But for the most part, they're not going to buy recipes. They're looking for free. So are those any keywords we'd want? The answer is no. Next one is diet, lose weight. Best diets to lose weight. Now, again, look at the context. Best diets, that's plural. So if it's plural, are they looking for one or are they looking for more than one? Well, obviously they're looking for more than one. So what does that tell us? What does that tell us about that individual? It's very simple. That person is researching because they're not looking for the diet, the best diet, to order to get them to focus. They are looking for the diets, which is plural. So again, the context and the phrasing of the words make all the world of difference as far as getting someone to want to come to our website that is ready to buy something. Diet plan to lose weight. That one's on the cusp. That one's on the border. The best diet to lose weight. If I had a diet program and this person was looking for the best diet to lose weight, and if you asked me if my diet program was the best, well, I better say yes. If I believe in my product, then that would be a great keyword phrase. Now, if we look at the number of searches, we see that globally, each and every month, it's searched on 49,500 times. The best diet to lose weight. Great domain. That would be one that we would choose. A good diet to lose weight. Probably use that as well. Healthy diets to lose weight fast. Now, I would not choose this keyword phrase, but the one thing I did like about this particular keyword phrase is they added another factor to the equation. They added a time frame factor. Now, when you utilize and look at a keyword phrase that has a time frame factor added to it, that increases the value of it immediately. Because not only do they want to do whatever it is, but they want to do it in a certain time frame. So they're looking for healthy diets to lose weight fast. Now, fast is relative time frame, but still, you get the idea. Diet to lose weight fast. Is that better? Yes, much better. So that would be a keyword phrase I would choose. Healthy diet plans to lose weight. No. Good diets to lose weight. Still shopping. Lose weight quick diet. Now, also, the time frame also places a level of urgency on it. Now, quick, again, it's not a specific time frame, but it is a time frame, quick. So this particular person has a higher level of urgency that was typing it in. Now, if you listen to how I speak about keywords, I typically personify them, meaning I'm looking at them as individuals. So if you just heard my phrase that I just said, I said this person is looking to lose weight quick. And the reason why I picture that in my head like that is because I'm putting myself in their shoes. I want to understand what they are typing in and why. So they want to lose weight, they want to lose weight quick, and they know they have to be on a diet. That's a great type of person to have. So now we would choose maybe 3 or 4 of those. And we could go down through these groups and find the exact same strategy as we go along. But now if we open it up a little bit and we click on keyword ideas, it's the same topic, lose weight, except now we have a much bigger variety. So meal plan to lose weight, why can't I lose weight, how do you lose weight fast, healthy meals to lose weight. So what I would do is just come down through here and I would start checking. Meal plan to lose weight. Well, they're looking for a recipe. No. Why can't I lose weight? Borderline. How do you lose weight fast? Well, I want that one. Healthy meal plans, best diets to lose weight fast. Borderline, but I'd take it. How to effectively lose weight? No. Diet plan to lose weight? Boring. How to lose weight healthy? How to lose weight at home? How do I lose weight fast? There. How to lose weight after pregnancy? Very specific problem. I'll take that. How to lose weight without exercise? If I could figure that one out, I'd buy that product myself. How to lose weight really fast? Okay, add a little bit of an adjective there. How to lose weight while breastfeeding? I don't know. What foods help you lose weight? No. Foods that help you lose weight? Best workouts to lose weight. If I sold a fitness program, that might be a keyword phrase I wanted. A good way to lose weight? No. The easiest way to lose weight. They're looking for something simple. Hopefully my product can be that. Why am I losing weight? They're not concerned. They don't want to lose weight. They're just concerned that they are losing weight. Those are the type of people most people hate. Calorie counter to lose weight. Why am I not losing? The best diet to lose weight? We choose that. Meals to lose weight? No. How to fast to lose weight? I take that. How to eat to lose weight? How do I help? I need to lose weight. They're blatantly asking for help. And so I would go down through this whole list and I would pick and choose the keywords that I believe is appropriate for my particular product that has a certain level of urgency that I believe these people would be interested in my product. But now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to save these keywords. And I made a mistake and I checked them all. So let's just uncheck them all. Okay, let's refresh the page again. Is my mistake. I hit refresh all. So we're going to type in lose weight. So again, remember it goes to the add group ideas here. But now what we want to do is we want to click on keyword ideas. So again, just like we did a moment ago, we're simply going to how do I lose weight fast? And we're just going to pick the ones that I remembered off the top of my head. And we're just going to choose some of these. Now, I would sit here and I would actually choose 50, 60, 100. Now, I would just go down through the list and choose all of them I possibly could. Now, what I'm going to do at this particular point is I'm going to save these particular keywords. So I'm going to go up to the middle of the page and click download. And I have selected 7 keyword ideas. I'm going to download them as a CSV file. I'm going to click download. It's going to ask me where to save them. And it's downloaded them to my desktop in a Excel file. So I'm just going to open that up. That'll take a moment. And while it's doing that, this is going to be one of the keys to make sure that we do this properly. So let's just pull this into view so you can look at it. So there's my keywords. So I'm going to take these keywords and I'm just going to highlight them in the left-hand column. And I'm going to simply click copy. That's all I need to do. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our browser, except this time we're going to go to GoDaddy. We're going to go to GoDaddy, and the reason why we're going to do this is because, yes, I could type these all in one at a time, but do I want to? The answer is no, I don't want to. So if we click up under products on GoDaddy and then to domains, and then over to the right under domains to bulk domain registration. Okay, and you'll see it right at the top of the page, bulk domain registration. So we're going to click on that, and that's going to bring us to the next page. So I'm going to simply take my keywords and paste them right here. I pasted them right there. What am I searching for? Well, only .com. Well, what about .net? Well, what about this? And what about that? I don't care. .com. I only want the .com, and that's it. So now what we're going to do is click go, and hold on. We're going to click go. There we go. So now what we have is we have unavailable domains. All the domains that we have entered were unavailable. But if I would have had to do it one by one, well, that would have been a lot difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to here, and I'm going to do something very simple. I'm going to select download all search results. So I'm going to download 575. Now, I know one thing about GoDaddy. You want to know what that is? They will only allow you 500 keywords entered in at the same time. So I'm just going to open this up. And there it is. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to switch it over so you guys can see what I'm doing. And wrong one. So there it is. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to simply scroll down to number 500. So we'll grab 499. So I'm going to copy those. 499 keyword phrases. Then what we're going to do, switch back over to our browser, go back over to the bulk register. GoDaddy, the bulk registration, I should say. I just pasted 500 keywords in there. Now I select the domain that I want. I click go. Now I'm waiting, and we have 284 keywords that are not available. But how many did I paste in? I pasted in 500. So that means that we have all these keywords to lose weight, and that they're all available. So I could register any one of those that I think would be appropriate. Now, there's another strategy, another one. Let me show you another way to do this. Using the exact same thing that we just did, except this time we're going to do it a little bit different. Now, let me show you something. We're going to uncheck everything, again, to make sure it's unchecked up top here. We're going to rank them as far as the number of searches. So there it is, the number of searches. You notice how they're all ranked from top to worst down at the bottom? Well, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to download that list again. All that list, same way that we did before, no different. And we're going to save that list once it's downloaded, and we're going to open it up. Now let me switch applications so you can actually see it. So here it is. Here's the same thing. Now, except you're going to notice some differences in here. You're going to notice that it's actually ranked according to highest to lowest. So now when I look at the keywords, we can see that the ones that I really want are at the top. So I can say, okay, well, let's see, are there any in the top 100? The top 100 out of the most searched on traffic. So we're going to go back over to GoDaddy. And what we're simply going to do is remove all. And we're going to delete what we have inside of there. Paste in the top 100 keywords that are searched on the most. Now, if I remember right, the least searched one was something like 30,000 or so, 30,000 times a month. So now we'll click .com and then go. Unavailable is 88. So that means that we still have 11 that we can actually register. So let's take a look. How to lose weight in.com, lose weight and.com, why can I lose weight.com, what to drink to lose weight, that's a good one, losing weight by diet, lose weight smoothies, how to lose weight running, diet and losing weight, calories intake to lose weight, losing weight.com. Okay. Loseweightweight.com. Now you may be thinking, but Armand, those domains don't even make sense. And you know what? You're absolutely right. They don't make sense. But what I like about Google is the only keyword phrases that they give me are the exact keyword phrases that people type in to Google. So I'm not making these up. There are apparently 30, 40, 50,000 people right now typing those phrases exactly into Google. So I'm not going to argue with them. I'm just going to choose the ones that I want and then move on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the second 100. So for example, we'll kind of come back over to our domain. And what I'm going to do is we are going to choose not just the first 100, but we are going to choose, let's say, the second 100. So let's just say, as an example, I don't particularly like the ones that we have, or I don't think they may be as targeted. So I'll go to the second 100. I'll copy that, switch back over, and now remove everything. And then simply highlight all of them in there already, paste. So this is the next 100 to 200. So it's another 100 keyword phrases. So 68 are not available, but that leaves us at this point with 31 that are. Quick best diets to lose weight, foods for fast lose weight. I'm not going to read them all, but the best exercise to lose weight fast in 2 weeks. That's an awesome domain. Food to lose weight fast, wraps to lose weight, products to lose weight shots, okay, and there's several others that are fairly good in here as well too. So again, I pick the ones I want. I simply hit register. I register them all. The ones that I want. There are as many as I want to spend, as much as I want to spend on this. So if I only want to register 1 or 2, that's completely up to me. If I only want to register 1, or if you want to register all of them. Domain names are addicting. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't think you should register all of them until you have mastered 1 first. Does that make sense? Or else you're just going to be out there registering domains after domain after domain after domain. So with that said, we would take that domain, we would register it, and then we would take it on to the second step. And the second step, once we've registered it, is to start optimizing it. Now, the strategy for optimizing is going to be utilizing the same software, whether we're utilizing a domain SEO strategy or whether we're utilizing a standard or normal SEO strategy. So with that said, let's switch back over to our presentation and let's talk about the next step. So what we've just covered here is how we find the domains, research the keywords, find the domains, and move on from there. Now, one thing before we move on, someone is always bound to ask me, Armand, is there a better keyword tool or software than Google? I've heard about this tool, and I've heard about that tool, and I've heard about this tool. There are some unique tools that are out there. I personally use Google, and the reason is because I know exactly what people are typing in. If I know exactly what they're typing in, then I know that this is what they're searching for, and that's why I use Google. Now, there are some variations to that. For example, there are tools out there that will get the instant results. So as you're typing into Google or Amazon, they will actually show you the popular phrases that are listed, and that has a use, that has a value, certainly. But also, the thing you need to understand is that we need to go by statistics. And one of the things that I do, and one of the things I talk about, I should say, is called historical evidence. And what historical evidence simply means is that we have to base it on history, meaning what has happened in the past. Well, I know that in the past, that if I go to Google, and currently if I go to Google, I will be able to type in a keyword phrase and it will show me exactly the number of searches that is being searched on that particular keyword phrase. That's all I care about. Is there anything else that matters? No. So that's the reason why I basically use the Google keyword tool. Now, the basics of SEO. Let's get right into this piece. The basics of SEO work like this. The domain has some to do with it. And instead of just domain, let's relabel that and let's say domain/URL. Domain/URL, because it's not always the domain that has the biggest significance. It could be the way the rest of the URL is structured, which helps us on a much larger domain, much larger than just 10 articles. Next is the title, meaning what is the title of the actual page. And we'll go over this and I'll show you exactly where all these appear. Next is keywords, choosing the proper keywords. Next is the meta description, the title tags, which can go on top of links, and they also can go on top of images. And then there's alt tags, which again can go on top of links and can also go on top of images when images are loading. So these are the primary basic pieces that we need to understand. But in order to use them, we simply use a simple software. What we use is we use WordPress SEO. And the reason why we use WordPress SEO is because it's simple, it's easy, it's free, and it's by far the best SEO software plugin that you can get your hands on, paid or free. I can pretty much go out and buy whatever SEO plugin that I want. Which one do I use? I use this one. Not because it's free, because it's the best. And when it comes to things like this, I only want to utilize the best because this can make me an extraordinary amount of money with this. So again, it's free, like I said. It's fairly simple to use, and you can download and install it in just a few short minutes once you understand exactly how it works. So the best way for me to show you how it works is to actually put it into action. And you're going to learn more, and I can explain more as I go along if you see me do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to install WordPress SEO. I've already created a blank WordPress theme in order for us to utilize, and we are going to create some content and add it to a particular post or a page. It works the same way for either one. And I'm going to walk you through the settings, and we'll go through the back settings first, and then we'll go through the actual individual post settings because it makes a lot of sense. So let's switch over to our browser again. So we're going to go over to WordPress. Now again, I recommend WordPress, and the reason why I recommend WordPress is because it's easy to use. And it's by far one of the best tools out there. Saves me a lot of time in doing many different things, and until I find something more simple, and maybe I'll even build something more simple, then I'm simply going to use WordPress. So the way that we add the WordPress SEO plugin is we simply go over to Plugins on the left-hand side, highlight your mouse over top of it, select Add New. And when you get to the Add New page, there's a little tab at the very top that says Upload. There's a little link. It says Search, then Upload. Click Upload. I'm sorry. Let's go back. Click Search. Well, we don't have to click anything. Let's go back one more time. We click Add New, and then all we have to do is in the search box, type in WordPress SEO. Now you're going to notice that the WordPress SEO by Yoast, that's what it's called inside here. We're going to click Install. Are you okay? You want to install it? Yes, I am. And it's going to take just a second to install it. Then we're going to click Activate. Click Activate Plugin. And now it's going to ask us if we would like to allow tracking so we can see how it's utilized. And we're going to say, for our example, do not allow it. It says huge SEO issue, this red bar right across the top. Huge SEO issue. You are blocking access to robots. Go to your reading settings and check the box for search engine visibility. I know, don't bug me. Well, I'm going to click on that little red link, and then it says right here, search engine visibility. When you install a new WordPress blog, you're going to see that discourage search engines from indexing the site. I want to uncheck that. So we're going to click Save Changes. And now we're all good. Now the first thing we're going to do is go over to SEO on the left-hand side, and we're going to click on the dashboard. Now when you first install this, you'll probably see something right up top if you've just installed your website. It says you do not have your post name in the URL of your posts and pages. It is highly recommended that you do. Consider setting your permalink structure to post name. So ignore it or fix it. Well, I want to fix it. So I'm going to select post name right here. That's the best option for optimizing a WordPress site. So we're going to click Save Changes. So now our changes are done. We're going to go back to SEO and back to the dashboard. Now we could start the tour and it will walk us through all the steps, or we can just start in. Well, we're going to choose to start in. If you want to take the tour at some point later on, then certainly feel free to do that. Another thing that you can do is Yoast has a WordPress SEO video manual from $29. So if you want to, again, click on that link and get some training directly from him, that's a great thing. I think it's highly advisable. You want to learn everything you want to know about SEO. Will he have, just let's put this out front first, will he have different advice than I do? Probably, because I'm sure that we're going to disagree on at least one or two things. At least one I know for sure, but I'll tell you that when we get there. So on this front page, start tour, reset default settings. The next one is default tracking. Allow tracking of this WordPress installs anonymous data. Well, that's what we chose not to do. Security, disable the advanced part of the WordPress SEO meta box. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to uncheck that because we want control of this. We want control of this. Next is Webmaster Tools. Now, the way this works is very, very simple. If you click on, for example, Google Webmaster Tools, it will, Bing Webmaster Tools, Alexa Verification ID, what you would do is you would log in and add a site, and it would verify it for you. Same thing on Bing. You would sign into your Webmaster Tools. If you don't have an account, go ahead and sign up for one. And the same thing with Alexa Tools. You can sign up for free, or you can sign up for a paid account. Well, in our case, we're not going to do that right now, but what we would normally do is once we've signed up and added a site to Google, Bing, or Alexa, they're going to give us this long, funky code that looks something like this right there. It's going to look like a bunch of jumbled letters together. And each one of them are going to give us a very unique code like that. And so what we're going to do is simply take that code from Google, from Bing, or from Alexa, and simply paste it into these boxes, and then click Save. That's what that is. So the steps are very simple. This first step here is very easy. You click on each one of these links. It opens up into a new tab. You then add a site, as an example, here to Google. You add it. On Bing, you would create an account and log in, and then add it. And then Alexa, you'd create an account here, and then come back over and add it. So you'd add, and it's going to give you a code at the end each time. This a bunch of random numbers thrown together and letters. So now at this point, once you've done that, you click Save. That's the end of the first page. Everyone with me so far? Good. Next is the titles and metas. And this is where I have some very specific things that I do. And some of them are against what most standard SEO people would actually say. So now let's start off by looking and viewing at the site that we've installed. Now I didn't use any fancy tools. I used WordPress's basic theme, whatever it had installed at the time. So this is the theme that we have right now. Nothing major to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. And before I show you this next piece, I'm going to click View Page Source. And I want you to look at all of this area right there. Okay, it looks like a bunch of code that looks kind of crazy for many of you. But what we're going to do is we're going to remove some of these things. And the way we're going to remove those things is by, on the bottom of this page, clicking on all those things. That's the first thing. Clean up the head. Get rid of them all. Title settings, force rewrite of titles at the very top. We're going to check that. It says no index subpages of archives. If you want to prevent page 2 and further of the archives to show up in their search results, enable this. I would recommend actually checking that. That just makes sure that we don't get a lot of duplicate content inside of our actual own website. So that's why I would do it. Use meta keyword tags. And then he says, this is his comment. This is where we disagree. I don't know why you'd want to use meta keywords, but if you want to, check this box. Well, we do. We do. The next one, add no ODP metabots tag site-wide. And then if you read the description, it says, prevent search engines from using the DMOZ description for pages from the site in the search results. Well, we want to have our own description displayed, so we want to make sure that's checked. Add no YDIR meta robots tag site-wide. This prevents the website or search engines from using the Yahoo directory description. So we also want to check that box. So at this point, we're going to click Save Changes. So everything is checked on this first page. Everything. Now, the reason why I showed you this code here is watch when we refresh the page. We removed several different lines of code. Instantly removed a bunch of different things that were not necessary. So that makes it easier for the search engines to see our actual content. So when we come back, the next tab over is going to be Home. Site template, meta description is template, meta keywords template, author metadata. So now, most of these settings we're not going to do anything with. And the reason why is because I do them on an individual page basis. instead of having this general way of doing everything across the board, all I do is I do it individually. And you'll see why when we do this in a little bit. So now we're just going to leave the homepage section alone. But now under author metadata, it says author highlighting. Choose the user that should be used for the relative author. Well, if you signed up for WordPress, you would want to choose the one that has your email address. So whatever one that has your primary email address as the author, utilize that version. So again, we want to select the person. I only have an admin in here, so I have to choose admin. And then Google Publisher page. If you have a Google Plus page for your business, add that URL here and link it on your Google Plus About page. So, for example, if I go over to my Google Plus page, and we're just going to type in google.com/plus. We're just going to continue on. So there it is. Here's my post on it. We're going to click on my profile. And we're going to grab this URL. There's my profile page. So I'm going to come back over to here. Here's my publisher page. And there it is. Now we click Save Settings. So I've done the general. I've done the home. So again, whatever page is your Google Plus page, in this particular case, this is mine, I copy the URL and I paste it into the Google Publisher page. That's it. That's all I have to do. Next one is post types. So this is broken down into the various types of posts. Posts, pages, media, and that's it. So with this, what do we do? Well, you can probably guess nothing. We do nothing. That's what makes the setup so awesome. You do nothing. Taxonomies, what do we do? Well, if you guess nothing, you're absolutely correct. And then there's other. Author template files, meta keyword templates, meta robots template. I would pretty much just leave this alone. Leave this all alone. We can do it on an individual basis a little bit later. So at this point, there's really nothing else except the help file, which gives you some tags that you can utilize. But that's the basic setup for the titles and meta tags. Next is social. Add Open Graph metadata, and that's already pre-checked. So what we do is if we looked at the page source of this particular page, you'll see that there's a block right there that says meta property equals OG local, OG title, OG URL, OG site name, OG type. That's your Facebook little pieces of information that it needs in order to look at your site properly. So the software already did it for you, so you don't have to do anything. Next, front page settings. Now, this actually is a very good thing. And what this is that if I post something to Facebook, and let's just look at my Facebook page. So I posted something earlier, just a few hours ago, and we're going to take a look at that particular post. And here it is. So we're going to hide that top part up there, and we're just going to scroll down to see. So here it is. Here's my post right there. And if you notice that when let's scroll down a little bit again, you'll notice that there's an image, and you'll notice that there's a title to my page, the website address, and a little description. Well, if I type in, for example, let's do another one. arminmorin.com. You'll see that it allows me to choose images on the main page, and it has a little description already in place. So this is what those OG tags or open graph tags are actually for. So now right here, the front page settings, it's asking me, well, what kind of image should we use if a person should share this, essentially, on Facebook? So I would upload an image just like this, and we're going to go up to Media. We're going to click Add New, We're going to select an image file from my computer, if I can find one quickly. So we're going to go desktop, and we'll just choose images. So we'll use this one. Okay, and that's probably not the best choice, but you kind of get the idea. So we're just going to grab the URL of where we copied that image to, or where we uploaded it to. Then we're going to go back down here under social, and the image URL that I just copied, I'm going to paste in each one of these. So we have the front page settings, the default settings, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put in a description. So I might say something like, click here to learn how to lose weight super fast. And so I just put a little description. That little description will be the little description that appears underneath in the actual ad if someone ran an ad or posted it to Facebook. So that's what that description is for. So once we would put that in, we would hit save. But there's one more setting before we go. Add Twitter card metadata. Add Twitter card metadata to your site's head section. So I look at it this way. Site Twitter username. So we'll put Armand Morin, which is my Twitter username. And I'm going to click save. At this point, guess what? We are done with the social. Now the XML sitemaps. Actually, we don't have to do too much on this page, but let me start with the general settings and work our way down. Then we're going to come back all the way up to the top. So the first thing it's asking us, do we want to notify Yahoo and Ask.com when we make a post? I think if you want to make a post, then you should notify people about it. So definitely. Are there any pages that we want to exclude from being optimized? Well, we want our posts, we want our pages, but do we want the media? So if we want, do we want our images? No. Do we want uploaded videos or anything? Probably not. So we can exclude those types of post types. This is, please check the appropriate box below if there's a taxonomy that you do not want to include in your sitemap. So again, are there any of these that we don't want to include? I would probably check format. Format. So now at this point, we would click Save Settings. Now, you can find your XML sitemap here. This is actually very important, extremely important. So let's click on that to see what that looks like. I've only got a couple pages in here and a couple categories, but you can see they're listed right here, and this is my XML sitemap. It was automatically generated by the software. So the reason why this is so important is because if we should submit our site into Google Webmaster Tools and submit our site into Bing Webmaster Tools, it is going to ask us for an XML sitemap. So this URL that we just clicked on is our XML sitemap. So when we add our site to to Google, to Bing, to Alexa, they will probably ask us for the XML sitemap. So before you do that, you're going to probably want to come here and at least click on that link so you know where it is. And then copy it, paste it into their system, and that's going to allow them to verify what you have. Next is permalinks, the next down the line. Strip the category. Most people have it set. If you set up the settings as /post name, you don't have to worry about categories. So you're pretty much set. Enforce a trailing slash in all category and tag URLs. Simply, do we want a slash after it? Yes or no? Does it make a difference? I would say no. Removed attachment URLs to prevent to parent you post URL. Attachments to posts are stored in the database as well as posts. They're accessible on their own URLs. We can get rid of that. That's fine. I'd check that. Remove the reply to variables. I'd remove that. Redirect ugly URLs to clean permalinks. Not recommended in most cases. If he's telling me it's not recommended, guess what? It's not recommended. So we're going to click Save Settings. I'll leave it alone. My point is, if it's not recommended, why do you have it? So it makes it kind of difficult. Internal links, do we want to enable breadcrumbs? No. Leave it for now. Don't touch it. So we're not going to touch anything on this page. We're simply going to go back out the way we came, and then we're going to go to RSS, content feed of your RSS, leave it alone. I wouldn't bother doing anything here. It's not that important to me. Second to last, import and export options. We can import from other various SEO tools, and we can import from other installations that we've done, so we don't have to keep creating or our settings if we're going to use them again and again and again and again. And the last one is edit files. So we pretty much done. This is it. That's all there is. So now at this point, how do we actually use the tool? Good point. I'm glad you asked. So we're going to go to Pages up at the top, and whether you're doing a page or a post, it works the exact same way. So now in order to make this work, I need to come up with a keyword phrase that I would like to rank for. A keyword phrase that I would like to rank for. Well, let's do something like lose weight by sleeping. Okay, that's my title. That's the way I like it. That's the way it's going to stay. And when we look up here underneath the permalink, when you look up there underneath the permalink, you're going to see that the URL says lose-weight-by-sleeping. It's fine in the extension of a page and the extension of a post. It's just not good inside the actual domain name. And what I'm referring to is the actual dashes. So again, lose weight by sleeping. I want to make sure that that is identical, that phrase and this phrase right here, lose-weight-by-sleeping. If it's not identical, I need to change it. Why? Because it's very, very important for getting ranked. Now, let's go down to the bottom of the page here. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the settings. So now the keyword that I want to focus this particular page on, I don't care about everything else. I just care about one page. So we're going to type in the words lose weight by sleeping. And so we're just going to grab that. And it says your focus keyword was found in the article heading. It was found in the page title. And it was found in the page URL. But it was not found in the content. And it was not found in the meta description. Very astute of them. So we're going to type in lose weight by sleeping. So now we've improved it a little bit, and this is meta description. It's not there either. So let's go down and we'll fix everything as we go along. SEO title. Well, we're just going to type in lose weight by sleeping. There is no other variation of this. It is always just the keyword. Always just the keyword. Some people will try to optimize a page for multiple keywords, but you know what? That doesn't work. It's too difficult. So we just want to optimize for one particular keyword or keyword phrase. Next is the meta description. The meta description is what Google utilizes to show other people about your site. So we want to make this somewhat attractive. So we can say something like, if you want to lose weight by sleeping, then you need to visit our site today. Okay? Now, notice I'm all green here. I'm all green. I'm so good so far. Meta keywords, well, only one keyword, lose weight by sleeping. That's my keyword. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click Publish. Now, if you look right here at the top of the page, it says SEO, and then there's a yellow on it. There's yellow, which means that I'm not green. I'm yellow, which means that I need to fix some things. So if I click under Page Analysis, and we can see what their problems actually are. So the first problem that I have is there are 4 words contained in the body copy. This is far too low and should be increased. So if we grab some text, and I'm just going to grab some random text from a page. We'll just steal this for example purposes only. So we're going to drop that in, and we're going to click Update. So again, we're on the page analysis page. Oh, I got rid of that one. That gave me 1 less red, 1 more in the green. There are 150 keywords contained in the body copy. This is below the 300 recommended minimum. Add more content on this for readers. So it's telling me I need to write more stuff. Typically that's just too short of a deal there. So we're going to paste that in. And of course I would write these things. I wouldn't just automatically slap it together like this. So page analysis, again, we get another winner. No images on this page. Consider adding some as appropriate. Man, so I got to go through, add an appropriate image, which is always advisable, by the way. So we're going to click Add Media. I don't think I have any media except this. So we're going to select None, and I'm just going to insert an image into the page and click Update. Then we're going to go to Page Analysis again. You have not used your keyword phrase in any subheading, such as an H2 in your copy. So let's fix that. So it wants a title tag. So I'm going to select H2 just to make it happy. Update it again. Click Page Analysis. The keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph of the copy. Make sure that the topic is clear immediately. So it's like, oh man, so I got to do this again. I'm John and I want to lose weight by sleeping. So let's click Update. Page Analysis. I'm pretty much good. See what happened up here? I turned to green. Turned green. That means I'm awesome, in awesome shape. Now, of course, I don't want to ignore all the rest of this because it's some great advice. So I want to make sure that I'm absolutely sure I don't want to implement the rest of these things. So I'm just going to look at this, and I'm going to read them. I'm going to try to get them down to their 0, so I have 100% green. That's going to give me the best bet. And then I'm going to update the page as I go along. The next tab is called Advanced. Typically, all of this, leave it alone. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. And then the last piece is Social. Now, this is for the individual page. So remember, this description has to fit inside of Facebook's post box, which is, well, right here. Just like right there where we just typed in. So we want to keep it relatively short. We don't want to go hog wild with this. So we're going to put in a short description here and a short description there. And once we've done that, we're golden. That's it. That's all we need to do. We are absolutely done at that particular point. So we would just click Update. Again, go through as much of that as we possibly can. And now that particular page is now optimized as best we could. We want a great article. We want a great image. We want the proper keywords in the right place. And that's all we need to do. We don't need to do anything else. If you think it's more complicated than this, that's where you're wrong. Because once you've done this once or twice, it's just filling out a form. That's all it is. There's really not a lot of skill to it, but it gives you great advice. It does give you great advice to make sure that all your bases are covered, which is more than most of the people actually do. So now, the next step. And what I want to do now is I want to switch back over here for a moment. And the next step is called image SEO. And this is something most people don't bother to do. It's something so simple, yet it's ignored by a significant number of people. So it's a little addition that will help boost the relevancy of your keyword utilization on that particular page. And the way we do this is with a plugin. So let's switch back over again, back over to our WordPress site. And we're going to select a new plugin. So we're going to go to Plugins, Add New, and we're going to put Image SEO. And that will give us a couple choices here. SEO for images, this is typically the one I use. So we're going to click SEO for images. Are you sure you want to install this? Yes, I do. So we're going to click Activate Plugin. You're going to you're going to be shocked at how easy this is, really. So we're going to go to Settings on the left-hand side this time and click on SEO for images. Now, here's what happens. It gives us the basic title of our images and everything else, what we want to do with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the options. That we can put pound title, and that's going to display the page or the post title on the alt aspect. On the title, it will put the name or whatever we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this really, really simple. Since I already know the title is going to be my keyword, I'm going to make sure that alt tag is my keyword. But I'm also going to leave it alone where the title is actually the title. So I'm going to replace default image. Next is, there's a checkbox. Replace default image alt recommended. Replace default image title. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click Update. Now I want to show you something. Now we have a post on the page already. So did we post that? Maybe we didn't. Let's go back to pages from. I don't think I finished actually posting the page. Maybe. Just going to click Update. There we go. And we're going to click View Page. There we go. That's what I was looking for. It was a page. That's why. So now, if I put my mouse over top of that image, instantly that image takes on the title of my page. My title of my page is Lose Weight by Sleeping. I should say that's the title of the post here. The title of the page at the very, very top is Lose Weight by Sleeping. If we put our cursor over top up there, it would automatically display that for us, Lose Weight by Sleeping. Our primary headline on the tag is Lose Weight by Sleeping. We have an H2, Lose Weight by Sleeping there. And if we click View Page Source, you're going to discover the title is Lose Weight by Sleeping. The meta description says, if you want to lose weight by sleeping, then you need to visit our site today. The meta keywords are Lose Weight by Sleeping. The URL is Lose Weight by Sleeping. We have some basic information on Twitter here, the Facebook stuff, and guess what? We are done. That's it. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. You install WordPress SEO, you submit your site to those three places, Google, Bing, and Alexa. You do the basic setups, but also on the individual page. As you create an individual page, or if you create a new post, like you're posting to a blog, guess what? The same thing's here. It's the same exact format that we just went through, except it's on a post, not a page. So by doing this, for each piece that we post up, each article that we create, each article that we put up there, what happens is it's automatically optimized for us. We don't have to think about it. It's already there. It makes it that easy. So every time we add something new, I don't think about optimizing it because I know it's, for the most part, going to be already optimized. And let me give you an example of this. If we go to arminmorin.com/blog. Now we have a series that we've been doing, and so you're going to see a lot of the same titles on my blog page. And so we'll try to get back beyond that. So we'll go back to when I had a couple articles here. Those are some posts for membership sites. Okay, so here's an article that I have. Don't rob yourself of success. It's an actual article. I'm just going to simply search Google for that topic. And guess what? I'm number one. Is that coincidence? Well, here's another title. Start today, not tomorrow. Let's see what happens. We're not number one, but we're down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, not bad. I'll take that. Cause and effects of procrastination. You know, that sounds interesting. Let's search for that. I'm number one. These other ones aren't articles. That's why I'm not utilizing them. Jog your creativity. Now that's a pretty... Now I'm not going to even tell you if I'm going to be on the first page in this one or not. But I'm going to look at this. And yes, I am number one for that one too, out of 125,000 results. And these are all keyword aspects. Increase your creativity. Search. Oh man, I didn't even make the first page on that one. See, that shows you guys I'm human on this. Or maybe I just missed it. But I don't think so. I don't think I'm on the first page. I don't know. There I am. So I'm actually 5 pages in on that one. So there's something. Oh, I see it right here. See that? Armin Morin Network. Then right next to it is Armin Morin. So there's an issue on that page which I need to fix. That's why I'm not number one there. So that kind of makes me upset. Simple changes with creativity. So we'll search that. Number one up there. Still had the change, had the problem in that one as well too. Always test your online advertising. And again, some of these are very specific to me, but most of them aren't. Always test your online advertising. I'm number one. What do you customers want? Very generic term, right? So let's see what happens here. I kind of figured we wouldn't be up on that one, especially with the mistake that I have on my blog right now. So I would imagine that we're probably 5 or 6 again, if not further on that one. So again, 6 page. There it is. What do your customers want? So there's some modifications that need to be made on this. Outsourcing with fiber, criminalization of wealth. Number one on that. So what you see is that a lot of them I win, a lot of them I don't. But what is it? It's just simply basic optimization. Simple, basic optimization. And so I'm just looking for some more. A new model for membership sites. Well, shock and awe. That one's just too generic. I don't expect to rank anywhere in that one. But then again, it's not very relevant to me anyway. New model for membership sites, pretty much guaranteed I'm number one. Of course, number one. Magazines are not dead. That was actually a very big topic, actually. And I'm right there again. So you can see that the effectiveness of this on my blog with just these basic optimizations, you can get very, very much top rankings, but also on standard products. You don't need a bunch of pages in order to make this work. If we type in the words WordPress sales letter, you'll notice that I'm not only number one with my product, which is a WordPress site, mind you, but I'm number one, and I'm actually number two. In fact, if you look at both these sites, both of these sites are actually one-page sites. There is nothing else on the whole site. This is a WordPress site, but I don't have a blog. I don't have anything else. It is one single page. That is it. One single page. And it's optimized using WordPress SEO. It is just a long sales letter. There's no other pages on the site. This one actually has a login page, don't get me wrong. It does have that. But That's it. That's all there is to this whole system. So with this, what we've talked about today in this session so far, you are well on your way. If you understand and replay and go back and watch everything that we've gone through, you are well on your way to really getting the rankings that you actually want. Now, again, I want to stress something. This is not an overnight process. When you do something, you put it up and you kind of leave it alone, and it will naturally happen for you. Sometimes it happens really fast. Sometimes it feels like it's forever, but it eventually does happen. So we'll talk more about that in the next session, about things you can do in order to rank your site faster and some things you should not do to rank your site faster. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching.